Welcome back, XRP holders. Thank you for your continued love and support. Without further ado, let's dive straight into today's topic, which is obviously XRP. Taking a broad view of the Market King is responsible for the enormous amount of green that is currently available to the general public, which, believe it or not, is hitting record high after record high, leaving haters stunned. Let me tell you, more and more people will be turning into gigantic moon boys in the near future, because what's occurring with Bitcoin at the moment helps us better comprehend what will actually happen to the altcoin market. Naturally, the altcoin market is responding favorably to the momentum of Bitcoin. There aren't any very spectacular, explosive maneuvers, but I believe that's also far closer than most people realize. As you can see, there is a lot of green right now. The price of XRP is at an incredible $2.40, up 1.1% in USD and down 1.8% in Bitcoin, which is to be expected given that dominance is obviously increasing at a record rate. The 24-hour trade volume is estimated to be close to $4 billion, or almost $141 billion. 0 cents. Fantastic to witness. But first, as always, a brief disclaimer before we continue. Financial advice is not provided by anything on the channel. Always conduct your own research and due diligence before making a cryptocurrency investment. So let's start by talking about this. I've never seen flows into Bitcoin coming in so smoothly, Willy Woo adds. Institutions seem like dollar cost with an average of billions. Who is going to come out and tell me that retail is the driving force? Behind this, day in and day out, I will dispute, the amount of money coming in is substantial. By examining the inflows, you can determine the true source of this funding. When there was a great deal of false information, we saw these large organizations acquiring Bitcoin at a time when people were terrified, and it is they who are grinning at the moment. And as we move forward into the future, I believe this will continue, except for this bull market. It's not only this bull market, they are considering the long term, and it is becoming more and more difficult for retail to be exposed to Bitcoin. Additionally, I believe it will occur for a number of distinct assets. So fascinating. Going ahead, CZ states, CZ, I feel bad for people who sold at 77,000. Binance says, why you ask me that? If you truly watch any of my films, even when they put you in the terror zone, you will see that retracements occur in bull markets, so I don't feel sorry for anyone. I was discussing how even though we are currently experiencing a steep decline, this is typical even in bull markets. If you look at past bull markets and historical patterns, you will see that we're still in a bull market, and now we're in one that has left many people stunned. I don't feel sorry for anyone who has sold Bitcoin at $77,000, 0 cents. It's just the way things work. There will be winners and losers at the end of the day, of course, but we want to be the victors on the Cryptocurrencies Edge channel. It's insane to consider that $53,280,000, 0 cents worth of short positions were liquidated in the last 60 minutes. It's crazy, guys. 15 years ago today, Lazalo made the first Bitcoin transaction by paying 10,000 Bitcoins, or $40, 0 cents at the time, for 2 Papa John pizzas. Can you guess the current value of that Bitcoin? $1,100,000,000, 0 cents. He probably regrets this, but once more, things are what they are. He left his mark on history and is still remembered today. Additionally, we will continue to discuss this issue day in and day out, and this number will, I apologize, increase with time. I apologize, but just yesterday, 237 Ethereum units were purchased. Take another look at the inflows. You can see that 5,680 Bitcoin and 2. According to Shatter to Senator Bill, the unfounded criticism of the Genius Act is merely a diversion. This is just a red herring, in my opinion. The truth is that a large portion of the American public wants the Genius Act to be approved in order to update the US payment system for the 21st century. Senators are making big statements about this. And now that you see these prominent figures speaking positively about cryptocurrencies, you know that the markets need to be regulated. Regarding the cryptocurrency markets, I believe that this will happen and progress in the near future. Take a look and learn how to break $5-7 trillion in banking. Titan client demand for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency assets is on the rise, according to UBS. At this point, are we shocked? No, and it may surprise you. UBS is hardly the only company experiencing this. This phenomenon is occurring everywhere in the world. Do you honestly believe that you are aware that customers aren't visiting their banks or other financial institutions to discuss cryptocurrency? I hope everyone is aware that this is already taking place all around the world. Regardless of the location, North America, Europe, Asia, etc., such as currently taking place. And of course, as you are aware, the new regulations pertaining to cryptocurrency. Really fascinating material. And have a peek at this. Smoke Shatter Coinbase is, of course, the largest XRP trading platform in terms of volume. You may not be aware of this if you're new to cryptocurrency, but Coinbase is maybe the largest fiat gateway for those who are just starting out in the space. Therefore, I'm not shocked that Coinbase is ranked first. I'm aware that Crypto.com is ranked second and third. Naturally, Kraken LMX Digital is a little confused about what that is. There is a lot of fascinating things here. And take a look at this. 569 million XRP. A whale recently paid a whopping $569 million for 236 million XRP from Kraken. Who is this? Of course, you are aware that this is making people go insane. You are aware that this might have appeared in I might be the transaction itself, because you know Chuck, but this isn't what's so amazing. The most interesting thing is that you can keep an eye on the wallets and the transactions that are taking place. I continue to speculate that it is over the counter, OTC, and that transactions are taking place, which is once again very exciting to watch. However, let's look at what's happening with the price. If you're looking at the dominant 64.27%, it has decreased slightly and was rejected at the 64.3% a few times. However, in the long run, we can break over this crucial obstacle and begin retesting 64.66% for the dominating. Therefore, I believe that we shouldn't become very thrilled just yet. You should be aware that Bitcoin is currently rising back up to $111,000, 0 cents in value. Bitcoin is essentially in price discovery mode, as you can see from the fact that it nearly reached $112,000, 0 cents today. I really don't want to discuss where Bitcoin is heading, since everybody who does so is essentially pulling, figures out of thin air, since of course there is no opposition here. And at this moment, the sky is undoubtedly the limit. However, there will come a point at which you will notice a slight correction in the price of Bitcoin. Nonetheless, there was a slight drawback to domination. Take a look at what altcoins are doing. Take a look at the past hour. If you look at the price of Bitcoin in discovery mode, you can see that altcoins are truly feeling the love. As I mentioned earlier, XRP is slowly moving upward, but we have retested there $2.43 several times, which is clearly a substantial resistance. The level at which we truly want to see the price move is 23.6. I think the fireworks truly start once we get into the zone, guys, but we'll take things one step at a time. I appreciate all of your help. Later, we'll see you. Are you waiting to subscribe if you haven't already in Crypto ZX? We'll see you later. Peace out, and hit that red subscribe button.